Are we good?
Good. So everything I say from here on out is official. So all right, gotta
It's
watch my
official, and
gotta
it's
watch
and
myself.
it's probably it has to be factual. Everything that you say,
Good.
we'll put it on record. So starting off with factual things, let's welcome Josh Mancuso, the funniest man on the internet.
It's true. That's really true. I am the
It
funniest
is
man
true. When did you get that title,
alive.
by the way? When did you get the title of funniest man on the internet?
Just now. You just
Oh, we
gave it
just
to
made it
me.
up.
Yeah.
That's
I had
perfect.
already declared myself the funniest man alive. And now you've declared me the funniest man on the internet. So
Well, the internet's probably tougher than just life.
it is. Yeah. The internet's a rough place to be.
It is. Yeah,
So
we will officially deem you the funniest man on the internet.
thank you. I appreciate it. It feels good to do this. Let me do I have an I've got to I'll accept this award.
Perfect. Tennessee, see? Look, I wore Tennessee orange
I
to
see that.
represent the Tennessee love. And I have some
Love it.
questions about Tennessee
Good. I've
that
got answers.
okay, cool. Well, I'm just gonna fire off and spitball a couple names to you and just kind
Let's
of see
go.
what you think.
Okay. Ready.
Steve Spurrier.
Boo.
Boo.
Oh, little known fact. I went to the same high school as Steve Spurrier.
Did you?
Science Hill High School, Johnson City, Tennessee. He's a legend there, all state in three sports. Uh, but he went
Still
to
boo.
Florida. Boo. He
Still
went to
boo.
Florida, man. Right now.
Is Florida the biggest rival of Tennessee?
Florida is. I think Florida has long been our most hated rival because we would go back and forth, winning and losing with them, right? So Alabama is technically our biggest rival, but they've spanked us for 15 years straight, so it didn't feel like a rivalry. Florida was more of a rivalry going back and forth. So I think Bama is maybe first, and then Florida.
What was the first drink you had after beating Alabama?
A cold beer, just a cold beer, like Sam Pittman said, just a good cold beer. I don't remember what it was.
Do you think that it's funny that Morgan Wallen came out with a song about losing to Alabama and posted it after they beat Alabama?
Yes, I think that's amazing. But I love Morgan Wallen. He's yeah,
Who doesn't?
yeah,
He is a superstar.
he is.
All right, couple more names to throw your way.
He's not the funniest man on earth, though.
Well, certainly not on the internet.
Right. So he doesn't have that.
Couple other names to throw your way.
Okay.
Derek Dooley,
Oh, Mr. Orange Pants. Yeah. Derek Dooley. What's the first thing that comes to my mind? Fired.
Butch Jones,
Why did we even go there? Yeah. Why did we even? I mean, Butch Jones. What? No, Butch. Butch, please.
Lane, Lane. That's a good shirt. Lane Kiffin,
Never heard of her.
Josh Heupel.
Savior of Tennessee football.
Is that how he's viewed? Is he viewed as like as a savior?
He's definitely viewed as the guy that's going to take us to the top, 100%. Yeah, he's got the offense. He's young enough so he's got a lot of years in him. A little bit of swagger, but he's smart. Um, he knows the game. He's a good recruiter. Yeah, man, we got it all together. I believe the hype. I believe the hype.
A believer in the hype. Another great shirt.
Yeah.
What what was when you hired him though? Was that kind of the idea around it, or was this? Did you think it was going to be just like another Butch Jones repeat?
Well, I'd say there were not a lot of believers immediately because Heupel's not a super well-known coach, right? Um, and I, for one, was a believer from the beginning. You can check my Twitter history and everything.
Put it on
I
record. Put it on
put
record.
it on record. I'm saying, hey, I like Heupel. Was he my first choice? No, uh, but nobody. Who else was going to come? John Gruden. John Gruden was going to come to Tennessee, like all these fans think. No, so we had to get somebody that could do it, that was willing to do it, and but it's all Danny White, man, the AD, best AD in the country.
Danny White. What is Phil Fulmer doing? I thought he was the AD.
He was the AD for a while, and then he stepped out, and he helped. He kind of helped us get through some of the mess. But Fulmer is the one that hired Jeremy Pruitt. Now, that went really well. So then he's gone, and there's our new AD, Danny White. Yeah, he's the man. He's the man. Look, he's got us in our men's basketball is in the Sweet 16, and women's basketball is in the Sweet 16. We beat Clemson in the Orange Bowl. And football. Our baseball team is ranked number 2 in the country. I mean, it is a great time to be a Tennessee ball.
It is a great time to be a Tennessee Bowl. How do you feel about this weekend coming up in the Sweet 16?
I feel good about it. I feel good about it. FAU?
FA who?
FA,
What?
FAU? FAU?
FA who? The Owls. So, I think that plays.
FAU? Yeah, I think it's probably appropriate. Jeez. FAU shouldn't be there, right? They shouldn't be. It should be Purdue. It should be Purdue. But they took down. Who took down Purdue? It wasn't them. Who was it? Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah, the smallest team in the NCAA tournament. Fun fact.
There you go. Tennessee's probably the oldest. I'm assuming one of the oldest teams in the tournament. The way that they destroyed Duke, like little babies.
They did destroy Duke like little babies. Do you think there was a big injury for Tennessee basketball, though, wasn't there? Is that something that's might hinder them in the stretch run? I don't know much about Tennessee basketball outside of that. The funniest man on the internet really likes them.
Right. Yes. Well, let me educate you on Tennessee basketball. We're the best
Please
basketball
do.
team in the country. Yes, Zakai Ziegler, our point guard. Yeah, he tore his ACL towards the end of the year, and that was a real bummer because he's a big part of the offense. But obviously, we got through Louisiana. We got through Duke. We beat Duke by 13 without Zakai Ziegler. So I think he's a big part of the offense, but we got a lot of other guys stepping up. I mean, we got a bunch of seniors and juniors, and then one talented freshman. So I think we're all right. I think we could do it.
I like that. I like the mentality.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of circle back to a little bit about your relationship with Tennessee, but I want to go like all the way back, and then I'll bring it back to that.
I don't know what that means, but I'm here. I'm into it. So
we'll get to it. So
okay.
Josh Mancuso, funniest man on the internet. Obviously, the reason we're doing this is we want to kind of introduce you to the Smack fam a little bit. We're going to be doing some fun stuff together. It's, we have described it offline as a match made in heaven because we make Smack talking shirts, and you do a lot of funny comedy Smack talking videos on the internet.
I do. I talk a lot of smack.
Talk a lot of smack. What's better than that? So how did you initially get into the internet smack talk life?
Oh, yes. Well, it's quite the life, and I got into it by
luxurious. Is it luxurious as it seems?
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm living large. So let's see. Smack. Well, I was started doing college mascot videos because I just had an idea. I was like, some of these names don't match up with their mascots, like Auburn Tigers, but they all yell War Eagle all the time. I'm like, what about the tiger? So I just kind of thought about that, and I was like, all right, I'm going to make that video, and then that just spiraled into more mascots. And then then the world became obsessed with me, and it's just completely obsessed, So then I thought, ooh, what if we did like a fan versus fan? Because I'm a Tennessee fan, so I did Tennessee versus Georgia, and so I didn't have a good video for Georgia's mascot because it's a bulldog. It's Uga. It makes some amount of sense, but so I did the fan versus fan, fighting back and forth, and that was the birth of what I would call a comedic prodigy that I am, and here we are now on this podcast, just talking about that. So yeah.
So is comedy something you always wanted to do, or was this just like something where you had a good idea, you decided to actually execute it? Because there's a lot of people that they think that they have a funny idea and then they don't do anything on it. They sit on it for a while. But was this something with comedy always something that you were interested in, or is this something that kind of just came about because of a good idea?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, a lot of people think they're funny and they're not, which is what I'm afraid I am a lot of times. But so far, most people think I'm funny. But you want me to answer that for you?
My bad.
I can talk to him.
I should probably mute that, huh?
That would be the professional thing to do. But I mean,
well, Smack Apparel, we're all about professionalism.
Hello, this is Jeff. Sorry. What was the question?
I forget. No, was comedy something that you always wanted to do, or was it something that you stumbled into?
Yeah, I've always kind of been like a funny guy, right? Like living room funny, like cracking jokes and just, having fun at parties and making my kids laugh and just generally, being goofy. And so at some point I thought, I should do this professionally. If I can make them laugh, maybe I can make other people laugh. I like making people laugh because I feel like the world can be a really tough place, and comedy is something that brings everybody together. And even when we're making fun of teams and things, it's all still in good fun. And yeah, I always knew I wanted to do comedy in some way. And then I started doing acting, not comedy, but just acting. And you know, I always, and I've done some dramatic stuff, but I always end up leaning on comedy, right? I always end up like being cast in comedy stuff or being part of comedy because that's just my natural state.
How was it?
What you
What was the most dramatic role you played in?
um I am in a movie that's coming out in the next few months, a feature
No
film,
way.
and yeah, I played a 1970s dad who's got a teenager, and he's kind of a deadbeat dad a little bit, right? So I had like kind of like I don't know, comb over hair, and I had like mustache, chops, sideburns, just smoking cigarettes, drinking Miller Lights, and not really doing much dadding. So that's that's my role. Um,
That's very
s-
1970s of you.
it is, yeah, yeah. That's how I live my life most days, anyways, with my kids. So it's not really a stretch.
What's the name of the movie?
It's called It's All Right Now. It's an indie film, and we don't know about distribution yet, but more than likely, we hope to see it on Amazon and other streaming platforms.
Well, we're gonna promote that, even though it is not in line
Yes.
with your comedic genius.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no
Yes.
problem. So
No,
was the
yeah.
first was the mascot video the first video that you did for the internet to take in? Was the War Eagle one?
That was the first. No, it was not. It was the first video I really did was a couple years ago. I did one with my character called Coach Lance. Have you heard of Coach Lance?
I have heard of Coach Lance.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's undefeated, obviously. He's 150-0. He's never lost a middle school football game in his life, 10 straight district titles. I'm sorry, 15 straight district titles. I started Coach Lance when they fired Jeremy Pruitt, announced him as the new head coach of Tennessee, just on a whim, just made it. And I was like, this will be funny. And they put it out there. And that's what got me started into really being willing to write funny things and put myself on the internet. And then I did a handful of comedies, but I wasn't really doing it as a job. And so I was doing my thing. And then um, back in the summer of 2022, I said, okay, let's do this thing for real. Like, the hardest thing for me was say, okay, I'm going to write jokes, put them out there for everybody to see and know that it might fail and I might bomb or it might be great. I don't know, but I'm going to try it. So I started doing some non-sports videos, and then it kind of morphed into doing more sports stuff by the time football season came around. So yeah, that's essentially. So it's not been a whole lot of time. I mean, all this growth has happened in the past year or less.
Has that been pretty wild for you to just kind of see like where you're reaching now and just the amount of followers that you're able to get and the amount of traction that you're able to get on these videos?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I wasn't sure what to expect when I went into it, but I did know that I think I have a potential to write good comedies, and so I think there are people out there that will laugh and that will like them. I didn't know, I didn't think that some of these football videos would be, would have millions of views. That was surprising, and that's when most of the followers came. I was gaining 1,000 followers a day during football season, and now it's dropped off quite a bit. But it was cool. I hit 100,000. That was kind of a big milestone. I was stoked about that. Um, and yeah, we're just gonna keep trucking, man. See what happens. I'm not gonna stop. So this is it.
Well, I
Rest of
hope
my
not.
life.
I hope not, because now you got, now we're teamed up, so you better not stop.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. We gotta make that money. Uh, you know,
It's an
gotta,
important factor of life.
yeah, gotta bring that money in.
What have you had a moment where, I think I might know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Have you had a moment in this rapid growth period that you're going under that you've kind of just like looked around at something, whether it's somebody who's engaging with you on the internet, whether it's different opportunities that you're allowed to do or different fun things you're allowed to do, where you just kind of like look around, you're like, how did I end up here? And this is just mind blowing to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, there has been a few moments like that. I don't think he would mind me sharing this. I hope he doesn't because I'm going to share it. Here I go. But Todd Blackledge, ESPN commentator, uh, I'm on Cameo. I don't know if you know what Cameo is. It's a place where you can get celebrities and the people to send you personalized videos.
Yeah, we
So
actually
I'm
did a college pick'em center around Cameo where we just hired people on Cameo for under $10 to do our college pick'em.
That's a good idea.
I thought so. It did okay.
Like I've had better ideas, but it was a good one. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So I'm on Cameo. So Todd Blackledge's wife sent me a request for a cameo and wanted me to do a cameo for Todd right before he called the college football semifinal game. Um, and so I did that for him, and they got it, and he loved it. And then we stayed in touch after that. And so, you know, I'm talking to Todd Blackledge on the phone one day, and I'm like, I grew up watching this guy call football games on ESPN and watching Todd's Taste of the Town and like all this kind of stuff. And here I am, like interacting with him. I was, yeah, sort of like, what am I doing? How did I get here? What is this for? So, those moments are ones where I'm like, am I, why, does he really think I'm funny? I'm like, is this all a joke? Like, so those moments have been cool. Another moment that was really cool was when, and hopefully this video will be coming out soon, but I was down at the University of Tennessee in their football practice facility doing a video with Joe Milton, the starting quarterback at Tennessee. And
Yeah, I
growing
saw
up
that
as
picture.
a huge Tennessee fan growing up, um, you know, you know, I strapped on a Tennessee helmet and he threw me passes, and it was all part of the comedy sketch, so it was funny, but internally I was like, I'm living out my dream right now because, wearing the power tee, um, catching footballs from Tennessee's starting quarterback like that. What? How is that
Yeah,
even possible? So
that's like a pinch me, where am I moment.
yeah, those pinch me moments to keep happening, and so I hope they keep happening because that's fun. But even if they didn't happen, if all I did was make videos on the internet and people laughed, I'd be happy. But
How
yeah,
did you
it's
do,
good.
how did you do receiving the ball? What was your drop rate?
Okay. Well, um, when Joe was taking it easy on me, I was catching most of them. But as we know, Joe Milton has a rocket of an arm, and he lit me up a couple times, and I did drop those, I believe. I ran some routes. Now, here's what you don't know about me, Jeff, probably is that I was a high school football player. I played wide receiver in high school, and I don't want to boast, but I was all conference honorable mention, which means I wasn't all conference, but they felt bad for me because I was a senior, and they thought, well, let's just give him
He
honorable
tries
mention.
hard.
So
You got the he tries
yes,
hard award.
it's like participation award and then honorable mention. So I just got above that. So obviously I was talking that smack to Joe, like, let's go, big boy, let's throw it to me. Um, and he was pretty chill at first, and then he started lighting me up, and I dropped a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's understandable. Did you play in the slot?
Some, yeah, I
Yeah.
some in and out, some slot, some spread out wide. Yeah,
All right, yeah, that makes sense. Not
yeah,
generalizing anything, but you look like you could be a good slot receiver.
right. Yeah, yeah. Don't try to pigeonhole me, Jeff. Okay, I mean I could be a wide out as well, not just a slot. Okay, and I want to be typecast as a slot receiver. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I played both. I had a few touchdowns in my career.
Well, yeah, you're honorable mention.
I'll mention. I mean,
You don't make that list by just, doing nothing.
exactly. There's only a few of us on that list. Because most of them were all conference. There's only a few of us left to put on the honorable mention list. So that was one of them.
Have you, as you continue to grow and as your following grows and all the things that you're getting to do grow, have you been approached by companies like, the Barstools of the world or companies like that want to bring you on board, or is that something that you want to do?
Yeah, yeah. I've not been approached by Barstool specifically. If they call me,
They're just my go-to for funny people that are on the internet.
yeah, especially related to sports. I mean, they're the kings. If they called, I would talk. I would listen. I'm pretty clean in my comedy compared to kind of their brand is a little bit different, which is great. It's good. Do I fit it? I don't know, but I've been working with a company called Outsider, Love Outsider, great people over there, outsider.com. So I've been partnering with them, and as well as the 33rd Team, another great organization dedicated solely to NFL. So those two companies have been pretty cool. We just started talking and let's do some things. And so that's a great way for me to uh, obviously earn income and to help them get some great content on their sites. I did a partnership with Bush's Beans at the SEC championship game. That was pretty cool.
Was that
Um,
fun?
it was a blast, man. I mean, we got to go to the game, got do all kinds of VIP type stuff, and just they gave us a great experience, and
Yeah.
that was cool. Yeah, it'd be great if Tennessee was playing in that game, but
Yeah, how about
Georgia.
that South Carolina, man, that South Carolina loss? Because I mean,
Oh,
so our entire, our successes and our failures ride so heavy on fan bases that are fired up. And I going through the moment, not that we were nearly as invested as you are as like a lifelong diehard Tennessee fan, but
yeah.
we're like, okay, this is the absolute dream scenario. Tennessee is going to coast to the 4. They don't have to play in the SEC title game. They literally set themselves up for just the perfect situation. And then you go into South Carolina and get absolutely blown out, lose the quarterback, all the bad things that happened that game. Was that a moment as a Tennessee fan where it's like, this is brutal? Or was it one of those things where we had such a good season that I'm not going to let this moment spoil all the fun that we had? Or was it just like a
Mm.
complete,
Yeah, man. Honestly, it was just a little bit of both. I think it's all about perspective. In the moment, it was complete knife twisting. How did we let this happen? We should have crushed South Carolina. We really should have beat them pretty handily. I think they had a
they
breakout
ended up being
game.
they ended up being like the hottest team in football at the end of the year.
They
So
did.
like that was
Yeah,
bad timing. That was bad timing in
it
terms of
was bad
scheduling,
timing.
but
If we played
yeah.
them earlier in the year, or earlier in the year, I think we would have got them. But they, I mean, hats off to them. They absolutely showed up and just dominated, and it was embarrassing. I mean, and I'm just a fan, so the players, I'm sure, were like, I can't believe what just happened. So yeah, it was a knife for sure because we thought, oh my gosh, we're going to go to the four to the championship, the playoffs in year 2 of Josh Heupel's head coaching. Like this is amazing. So that was that sucked majorly. But um, just thinking about being 10-2 after what Tennessee's been through is like, dude, perspective. That is huge. That I mean, we beat Florida, we beat Alabama for the first time in a long time. We dominated most of the games we played in. So yeah, I mean, we slipped up. It happens, and as we keep growing, we'll get better. But yeah, it was a bit of at first it was like, how could this be happening? Then it's like, okay, settle down. 10-2, New Year's
Right.
Six
Realize
game.
realize realize what the last, decade has been like and just take it with a grain of salt a little bit.
That's right. We could be stuck in 2016 with Butch Jones, where we have the unbelievably talented team with Josh Dobbs and Alvin Kamara and all these guys, and end up going 8-4 or whatever it was. So yes, we. I feel good about the future. Feel good about the future. Here we go.
Well, you experienced firsthand how good your quarterback is too.
I did. I did.
But,
Yes.
you are a fan who's had firsthand experience of just the velocity of which he throws the ball, the accuracy, all the things that go into being a good quarterback. So you're speaking from a lot of experience.
That's right. The experience I've had being a top tier wide receiver, first of all, and
Hmm.
then taking those passes from Joe Milton, which by the way, he doesn't just have great arm strength. Every pass, I mean, I was running routes, okay, albeit not very fast. I mean, compared to what he's used to throwing to, but I was running routes in jeans and boots, but doing the best I can. And he was so accurate. I mean, it came in tight spiral on a dart right to my chest or to my hands every single time. It was mind blowing. I was like, this is a for real person. Like, how can anybody be this good? So, yeah, I look forward to him winning the Heisman Trophy in 2023. Yeah,
It's just that's a good prediction.
hmm yeah,
All
it's
right.
gonna
I like
happen.
that. Heisman
Yeah, just
Trophy
go ahead.
2023.
Joe Milton Heisman Trophy. You heard it right here first.
Boom. We're going to clip that. We're going to save it. And we're just going to run it on repeat until it
You,
happens.
you should. You should. If it doesn't happen, you should continue to play it and make fun of me. But
And then yeah, that's pretty much how you get the views up.
right, that's what I'm here for. You
Yeah.
know,
Content machine.
I'm
Well,
talking smack. If you don't talk smack, then you're not a real.
Exactly.
Smack Apparel talks the
You're not a
talk
sports
guy.
fan. You're not a
Yeah,
sports fan.
yeah,
Exactly. What so kind of bring it back a little bit. So you're going to Tennessee, you're getting to do these fun things. Is that something that has happened? Like, do you have a connection, or was that something that happened? They saw your internet, they saw your videos on the internet. They're like, oh, this guy's a Tennessee fan. We got to bring him in. Like, how does that go down? Like, how do you end up interviewing Tennessee players? Because you've interviewed Tennessee basketball players, you've interviewed Tennessee football players, so you're obviously, pretty well connected and ingrained in the athletic community over there. Is that something that was in place before, or was that something that now that you have the internet, now that the videos are out there and they're funny and people are engaging, is that something that
right.
came about as well from the comedy?
Yeah. Well, first, I think they probably heard about my honorable mention award in high
That's true.
school.
I did forget that part.
Once they kind of got over that shock and amazement, then yeah,
That you were a free agent still, or
yeah, right. That I actually have years of eligibility left in college to come play. Um, so it happened differently with both with basketball and with football. So with basketball, you know, uh, I'm a big fan and watch. I noticed that a couple players started following me because they liked my stuff, and Santiago Vescovi was one of them. And I thought that's great. That makes me feel good. Hey, these are the guys that I watch and love to play and support. Um, and then I was at a soccer game in Knoxville, a ladies' soccer game with my girls, my daughters, and he was there. And so he was kind of walking by me, and I was like, and I said, "Hey," and he recognized me, and we chatted, and so that's how that started. So we just kind of swapped numbers and became friends, and that's how I scheduled, the interview with him to go and play him one on one and show him a few things, obviously.
do you think that
So
experience is a big contribution to the team's success this year?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what it seems like on this end of the microphone.
Does it? Yeah, I would imagine.
I was definitely getting those vibes.
Yeah, yeah. I showed him a few. There's one move that we didn't put in the video of me kind of going under the basket and kind of throwing the ball up very carelessly, but it went in. And some would say that was by accident or even magic, but
Why
it's
didn't they include that?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Probably because they wanted to look like Vescovi won, and he didn't. I won. He fouled me at the end. I made my free throws, and that's it. But
Video editing,
he's
man. I
he's
tell
like a
you
big
what.
deal or whatever. Yeah, video editing, it's ridiculous. Yes, but clearly the work that he and I did together there has catapulted him into having a great postseason.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it. It translates on the court.
Yeah, yeah. With Tennessee football, that's again just they became aware of me through Coach Lance probably, and then through my videos, and then I just hit him up. I was like, "Hey, y'all want to do something?" And they were like, "Absolutely." So um, let's
Well, it's
do it.
good. I mean, it's good. That's something that you should probably, I don't know if you want to do this, but I'm sure reaching out to athletic departments and doing fun videos with their players and getting attention to, different departments and things like that. That's probably something that you could do, I would imagine, pretty much across the country now.
I think so. I think that's a good strategy, and I think I'm gonna implement that now since you just came up with it, and I'm gonna call it my own idea, and I'm gonna call them up,
Yeah,
and
please do. Listen,
yeah,
this is we're bouncing back and forth right here. This is a
we
free
are.
flowing idea factory.
It is just like a whirlwind. Just the walls are shaking with the creativity coming out of this interview right now. So yes, I'm available. Okay, Clemson, South Carolina. Okay, anybody, let's go.
Easy enough.
Florida State.
Boom. We'll clip it, we'll run it, and then, we'll have pretty much every college in the country reaching out to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it I want Lane Kiffin on the phone right now. I want to go
Ooh.
down to Ole Miss, and he did retweet one of my videos last year.
I was gonna say, I know that the Tennessee hatred of Lane Kiffin is real, but I do think he would be a hilarious sit down for you because he seems pretty funny.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing. And the Tennessee hatred for Lane Kiffin, and I don't speak for all nation, but the Tennessee hatred for Lane Kiffin, I think, is a bit of a mask. I think Tennessee fans love Lane Kiffin, but it's more fun to hate him than it is to love him because he's a brilliant coach, and he went to USC after Tennessee. He just did what he thought was best for his career. Whoop de doo dah. But we're all pissed because he left us high and dry in the middle of the night, which was really awkward. But you know how many people would have accepted Lane Kiffin back as the head coach instead of Josh Heupel? A lot,
Absolutely.
a lot.
I think that I mean, from a non-Tennessee fan perspective, what he did was pretty funny. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
when you really think about it, the whole press conference about beating Florida and then just kind of realizing, whoa, my dream job's available. I'm just going to kind of head out of town in the middle of the night. That's actually a
I'm
pretty
just gonna.
funny thing to do.
It is. It's probably smart. He probably knows that if he tried to leave in the middle of the day, that he might get hurt.
Exactly. So he escaped out of town at night and went clear across the country.
Think how young he was too. I mean,
Yeah, he seems like he's matured a
33 or
bunch.
something.
He seems like he's matured a bunch, and
Yeah,
honestly, and well,
maybe.
time with Saban, any time with Saban is probably time where you're kind of learning that the do's and don'ts a little bit more than him just kind of going off on a whim.
Oh yeah, Saban probably sucked all the fun out of him, turning him into just like a machine now. But yeah, Lane Kiffin would be great. So since I know Lane Kiffin's probably watching this right now, Coach, just let me know. I'm ready to come down there, and we'll have an interview, and I'll give you a few coaching uh, pointers, and we'll just call it a day.
We are totally going to clip that, and we're going to tag him, and we're going to see what we can do there.
Let's go.
You
Oh,
could do not much we could provide more than that. I don't have a direct line to
no.
Lane Kiffin, but
Mm,
we will do our best.
yeah. I was. Did you see me raising the roof? Do people still do that?
I do.
You're good.
I do.
Well, we're old. We're old though. Like,
That's all
raise the
right.
roof.
I think that that's what makes the relationship kind of good because we are,
Mm,
at Smack, we've been doing this for 25 years. So we're a little bit of the older crowd. You talk
yeah.
about Barstool and they do weird young videos, things like that.
Mm,
But, we're trying to I think the dad crowd is a good speed.
yeah. It's classic. We're classic, and we're
Exactly.
hitting the heart of America. All right. These sports lovers that are, they're not youngins. Okay, they've got enough experience. They know the real world and they know sports, and we're coming after them,
We're
and we're
coming.
talking the talk, baby,
Yep. Talking the talk. Smack talk, baby, all day long.
all day.
So, all right. So I'm not going to keep you too much longer because I know that you're an important man with important things to do.
Yes,
But
I've got to put up. I got to put up my honorable mention plaques. They've still been sitting in the closet, but I'm going to put
you
them
got to
on the
hang those
wall
up.
today. Yeah,
You have to hang those up.
I will.
It pays respect to your previous career and the
It
hard
does.
work that you've done. You need to hang
Mhm.
those up.
I will. I'm gonna. You know what? Well, I'll wait till we're done. I was gonna do it right now, but I'll wait till we're done. It's
Well,
for the best.
maybe we can get a picture of them hung up and
Yes.
we'll promote it that way.
Yeah. I don't know if they're plaques. It may just be a sheet of paper. You know what? I'm not sure I have anything that says it actually. Now that I think about it,
Well, you know what? We could just write it down and we will remember.
that's it. I'm gonna write it down with a pencil and just hang it
Maybe we'll
up.
make you a shirt. Maybe we'll make you a shirt.
Honorable
An
mention.
honorable mention. We'll get the name of your high school or we'll get the name of your county, make you a shirt,
Yeah.
and then you could rep it proudly.
That'd be great. People will say that's the high school that Steve Spurrier and Josh Mancuso went to. You know,
Maybe you know what, but by the end of your comedy career, they'll be saying this is the high school that Josh Mancuso and then Steve Spurrier went to.
boom. That's right.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
That's right. But at the end of my comedy career, is there going to be an end? I hope not.
Well, everyone, I mean, not to get dark, but there's always an end.
I'll be 95 years old in a nursing home still making videos and talking smack.
Exactly. Love it. So you talk smack on the internet.
I do.
You do it in a friendly way, in a friendly banter way. But so is there one fan base who hates you? Or like is there one fan base who gives it to you like worse than anybody that you kind of pick on that you lean on that really doesn't like the work of Josh Mancuso?
That's a good question.
Because
Most fan bases,
the comment sections on the internet can get a little
whew,
feisty.
they can. They can. 95% of people enjoy it. Even the fan bases I'm making fun of, they're like, "Hey, I live in Alabama. I'm an Alabama fan, and that was hilarious." They get it because it's just comedy. There's occasionally, I would say, there's been maybe some Kentucky fans and some Georgia fans that have pushed back a little bit. Georgia fans because they think they're too good for everybody now and they can't take a joke. All right, because now
They've gotten very high and mighty, these Georgia
they
fans.
are high
They
and
don't
mighty.
remember what it was like just, 25 months ago.
Exactly. That's right. Not that long ago, things were different. So they some of them, but Kentucky fans, I think they get tired of me, joking about kissing cousins and stuff like that. Which I don't get tired of at all. I think it's hilarious. Uh, but I mean, what's great about it is usually when I'm making fun of these places, I'm making fun of their redneckness or their backwardsness. And I live in Tennessee, right? So it's like, I'm one of you. It's okay. Like it's okay to laugh at yourself and laugh at Alabama and Kentucky and Tennessee because we're all just, from the South. It's okay. So nobody's really gotten too worked up at me so far. So, we'll see. I'll try to make that happen as soon as possible, though.
That's so funny. Is there all right? And then my next question. This may not be a good one. I don't know. But my next question is there one comment that has like stuck out to you that has just been like stuck in your brain of either like meanness, not liking a joke, just something that has really stuck out in your head throughout all these years of comedy and all these videos?
That's good, and I wish I could say no, there is not one, because that's where I need to be in my headspace. But there's
It's hard not to listen. It's the comment section, and you're putting out art. Like you're putting out
yeah,
works of art, so it's your people are critical of art. So I have to imagine that there has been some comments throughout the days.
that's true. Yeah, there's been a couple. There's been, like one was someone was talking about how ridiculous it was for a grown man to be like talking to himself, right? It's like back and forth, like how, and I was like, so I'm like, God, do I have a real job? Am I not a grown up? What am I doing? Um, so that gets in your head. And then the other one very similar, where people are like, don't quit your day job, right? Because you're not funny. Don't quit your day job. And I usually respond with, this is my day job. So take that.
Jokes on you.
Joke's on you. This is my day job. Not only am I not funny part of the time, I'm not funny all the time. So, but those comments, they don't really bother me that much anymore. At first they did, because there is that piece of like, I'm putting myself out there. What if I'm not funny, right? What if people laugh at me? Everybody deals with that, and you subject yourself to a lot of potential criticism or whatever. But um, overall, most people have loved it, and the ones that don't, I just assume, what, they're having a bad day, having a bad day, and
Yeah.
or they're just a keyboard warrior, just out to just ruin somebody's
Attack.
day. Yeah,
Yeah.
attack mode.
Oh, that's pretty funny. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Don't quit your day job. Jokes on you. This is my day job, so I will
This is
not
my day
quit.
job. I can't quit.
Right? Thanks for the
Yeah,
advice. I don't plan on quitting. Thank you.
and exactly, and now there's validation too, because I have a big following, and my videos do have a lot of views, and I feel like I'm doing something like good or big in some way. It's like, when I didn't have that many followers, and people were saying that, it's like, "Ooh, maybe they're right. Maybe I suck." But then there's validation for sure when you have, for every negative comment, you've got, 50 or 100 good ones that are like, you're hilarious, or, whatever. And I don't mean to get overly, not emotional about it, but, but serious about it. But like the people that do comment or send me like private messages, and they're like, listen, like, I've had a really bad week. It's been a really tough week. And I pull up your videos and I watch them and I feel better and it brings me joy. I'm like, oh man, that's what it's all about. Like to me, I'll take one of those over 100 bad comments, and I'll any day. So that's enough for me. Yeah.
That's comedy, right? That's comedy. You're
Yes,
trying to make
man.
people smile, trying to make people laugh.
We're changing the world, Jeff. Is really, I mean, we're making people's dreams come true. We're changing the world, and right here
One shirt,
on the
one
internet.
joke at a time. What else can we
One
do?
joke. That's it. That's my new tagline. Josh Mancuso, changing the world one joke at a time.
We're really the idea machine here is
It's
really
happening.
it is happening. It's happening
I'll,
live. Well, not live
I'll,
because we didn't push this live, but it's happening for the
but
people who watch this.
it is. It's all about the people. All right. Basically, see Tom Cruise, he says, I make movies for you, the moviegoer. His whole goal in life is to entertain audiences, which is my goal also. So Tom Cruise and I are essentially the same uh, person, right? I mean, that's his goal. It's my goal. So he
You're a
and
lot.
I
I think
are.
you're a lot funnier than Tom Cruise, though.
Yes, I am much funnier than Tom Cruise. He's pretty funny though. He doesn't show it a lot, but I think he's pretty funny. Um, uh, when he and I were hanging out the other day, And oh wait, no, we didn't hang out. I'm just kidding. I was dreaming about that. I was dreaming about it.
We were flying around. You are a big Top Gun fan. We were
I do
flying
like Top
around. We
Gun.
were flying around in one of his planes, just
Yeah,
going back and forth about how we can make the world a better place. Me and Tom Cruise.
yeah. It's so Tom. I'm sure Tom's watching this. So if he's watching, just give me a shout. Top Gun 3, I'm in. Happy to be a pilot or just simply offer comedic relief throughout the drama. So
And in your new movie
cheers.
role, you've proven that you can grow a mustache. You can play a
Hmm.
serious role.
Hmm.
Those are all things. Those are all things that are required of a Tom Cruise Top Gun 3.
I can drive a car, so I could probably fly a plane. It's
I gotta imagine
not
they're
that different.
they're one and the same.
Pretty much, yeah. It's not that much different.
So my last question, and this is Josh, you're the man. Thank you.
How
And
long?
and
How long do you regret having me on here? How long before you're like, I can't believe we asked this guy to come on this show?
oh, never, dude. This is awesome. This is awesome. I mean, the things that we're trying to do, like I said, we've been doing shirts for 25 years and
Yeah,
I wasn't involved in the business and all that, but it's a family business. And part of what I think is the shirts are funny.
they're
They're
great.
very similar to you. Like there needs to be humor in sports. You need to be able to enjoy the smack talk. You need to be able to enjoy the rivalries, and that's part of the fun of it. And nowadays, it's like there's so many videos I see all the time of people fighting in the stands, like people like fighting with other fans and like actually physically fighting. And like it's like, guys,
Yeah,
nothing is this serious at all, especially sports. Like
right.
sports is supposed to be one of those things that even when you're playing your hated rival, it brings you together in some way. And you're, after the game, before the game, you're having beers with a fan that's
Hmm.
cheering for the other team. And, so that's what I'm trying to get out of this is, build it into something where it's just a place for people to come have some fun, do a little bit of sports talk, learn a little bit, have some fun, but kind of get back to people talking about more of what you can get from sports as opposed to so much of so much of it now is like gambling on sports and people losing money and
Right.
it's people fighting in the stands. It's just like that for me. That's not what sports is about. So
Yeah,
it's having
I'm
having
with you
more people like
100%.
you, having more people like you on the internet and things like that, or that you go to your comment section and I make a joke that there's a lot of negative comments out there, but you go to your comment section and it's people just I'm a fan of this team and I have to admit that was hilarious. I'm a fan of this team and I have to admit that was hilarious. And it's
Yeah,
that's what sports is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about, all this animosity. It feels like recently it's kind of dividing people, which
yeah,
that's the exact opposite of what sports should be. So you are
dude.
you are you are preaching the good word, man.
Preach, dude. You were preaching right there. That's exactly right. I feel the same way. That's why I'm definitely drawn to you and your brand and your company. You guys are doing such good work and you have great t-shirts. I love the shirts. Yeah, I'm with you. Talking smack because talking smack is funny. And it's even funnier when you talk smack and then you lose. It's even more funny. You know, I mean, it's not worth it if you don't risk it a little bit, right?
Right. I mean, listen, if you don't
It's
think your team's going to go undefeated before the season starts every year and you don't spread that word around to anybody that'll listen, then you're not a good fan.
exactly. Exactly. I agree 100%. That's absolutely true. But yeah, sports is the place for us to have fun, man. Like this is where life is the best in my opinion because you got people coming together for a reason. But yeah, I'm all about hanging out with opposing fan bases before the game, after the game, like during the game. I mean, it's all for fun, man. And we can take it seriously. Of course, we want to win. But I mean, it's about the camaraderie, it's about the fun, the energy, and just enjoying life. And sports is just an avenue for us to do that. And so we don't want to ruin it by being stupid in the stands and getting in fights. It's just not worth it. It's ridiculous. So let's just have some fun, man. That's all it's about.
There's nothing. I mean, the fighting videos that I see, and people share them for engagement, whatever, cheap likes or whatever. But
Cheap clicks, yeah,
it makes me furious. It's just like,
yeah,
what are you even doing? Like, what is the point of this? It's like I use sports. Like I go to a sporting event to escape from the stressors and like feeling like anything on the outside world. I go away to escape all of it. And I'm
yeah,
gonna go there. I'm gonna have a few beers. I'm gonna watch my team. I'm gonna cheer loud, and then if I see an opposing fan in the stands, like I'll have fun with them. But they'll know right off the bat that this is all in good fun. This isn't actually
yeah,
to be taken serious. And I think that the more people that start treating sports that way, I mean, nowadays, like truly,
yeah.
I'm afraid to bring my daughter to an NFL game because it's
I
like,
know.
well, I don't know what she's gonna see, and she's not old enough yet. because I don't know at any moment like what's going to happen at any given NFL game. And
I know.
I just think that it just needs to start going away from that, and the conversations need to steer towards sports being something that unites everybody as opposed to dividing.
I agree. I agree. And I wonder if people are not, we live in such a polarizing time, and politics is like, wow, like you don't even want to like touch that. But you're right. It's an escape from all that. And as soon as, we don't want sports to start absorbing politics, we need to keep that out of there, because it's so pure. The sports experience is, every kid should be able to go to an NFL game and enjoy it and have a great time and not worry about, um, crazy people, fighting in the stands above them. Um, yeah, I think people are on edge a little bit, in the world. And so sports should be that retreat for them. And better yet, you add comedy to sports, and then it's like, hey, this is really fun now. I mean, it's all for fun. So let's just have fun. And yeah, man, I'm with you. And talk smack. Let's talk some smack, but let's have some fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's why the partnership, I mean, we're happy to have you as part of the Smack fam. Obviously anything that we can do to support you, we'll always be there for you. And, the things that you're doing are hilarious, and, looking forward to doing more stuff in the future. And, hopefully this is, we're just getting started, because I think that we're going to have a lot of fun together.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
if we're able to at least get part of the world to enjoy sports and get it back to the way that you and I both view it, then I think we'll hang our hat on this little relationship to call it a big success.
Absolutely, man. I love working with you guys. I'm excited to be part of the extended team at Smack Apparel. So let's do it, man.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for coming on, man. We'll get this clipped up and use it the best that we can. And Lane Kiffin, Tom Cruise, every athletic department in America.
Hmm.
Was there anything we missed?
Um, I think that's it.
That's
We
it.
can start
Yeah,
with those three,
those
and
three.
then we'll build from
That's a
there.
good starting. That's a good starting spot, at least.
And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had one more question. Did you do stand up?
I do a little bit of stand up. I have done stand up. I don't do it regularly, and it's been a little while since I've done it. But I think that either by necessity or by demand, I may be getting into some stand up a little further, because it could be another way for me to connect with an audience and be funny. So yeah,
That could be a fun here we go, another idea back and forth here. But that could be a
yep,
funny go to college campuses and like
absolutely,
focus a comedy show on one school, whether it's
yes,
rivals, whether you're making fun of them, whatever, and then that could be your little niche.
be amazing. Oh, that's a great idea. Look at this. That's it. That's it. I am getting asked to speak at events. I'm speaking at a couple events throughout this year that is kind of like semi comedy, semi like
Serious.
motivational, yeah. So that's fun. But yeah, just a straight up stand up comedy coming in. Yeah. Hey, Josh Mancuso from Smack Apparel, one night only, uh, in Oxford, Mississippi, making fun of your head coach Lane Kiffin. To give it up. Let's
Come on
go.
down. I bet you Lane Kiffin would come to that. Yeah, I bet you he
I think he
would.
would. I think he
Maybe you
would.
just do what do you do? Roasting. Roasts. Roasts are tough though.
They
I
could
don't know
they
though. You
could
could probably
be
be good at roasts.
they could be pretty savage. It could
Yeah.
be pretty savage. I could interview him live at the school as part of the skit. Right.
Boom. Boom. Just wear a smack shirt.
Of course. Yes. Here's my favorite smack shirt right here. Right here. Believe the
There
hype.
it is. There it is. Believe the hype.
Believe the hype. It's happening. Believe it right here.
That was a fun one. We had a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, that cigar hanging out of Josh Heupel's mouth is amazing.
The
So
cigar smoking in general after that Alabama game was off the rails.
yeah. And you keep saying as a not a fan of Tennessee, like an outsider, we're gonna have to change that, Jeff, to you being a Tennessee fan.
Oh, I'm all
Come
in.
on.
Listen, Tennessee is my SEC team. There is no doubt about that. I am cheering for
Yes.
Tennessee. There is zero doubt about that. I watched the reaction after you guys beat Alabama. I was like, that is a party that I need to be a part of. I need to
Yeah.
enjoy this party. So Tennessee is definitely my SEC team, zero doubt. It also helps that my wife went to Florida State, so the Florida hatred is You know, we have
Yes.
that going for us.
Yeah.
So
We
no,
got
I'm
two
all in on
Eagles.
Tennessee. Tennessee is my SEC team for sure.
Go Vols, baby. That's good. That Alabama win was amazing. That was probably one of the best moments of my entire life as a Tennessee fan. Yeah,
We got to get Morgan Wallen. We got to chase him
we
down.
do. We do.
Should we make a plea to Morgan Wallen as two diehard Tennessee fans right now?
Right now, let's do it.
How do we do it?
Right now, listen, Morgan Wallen. I just made a video about one of your songs, and people love it. Probably because they love your song, not necessarily my video, but doesn't matter. It was funny, and we got two Tennessee fans here, and we need to hang out and hook up and do a video together. Talk some smack. We could talk smack about Alabama. That's so much fun. And we got Jeff from Smack Apparel. So let's go.
Listen, Morgan Wallen, we will give you any shirt you want. They're the funniest shirts. If you wear one of these Tennessee shirts, it would be an instant hit. And I'm just throwing this out there. I think my wife has listened to every single word of your new album every single day for the last whenever you released it. So Morgan Wallen, two diehard Tennessee fans here, lifelong Tennessee fans here, trying to make people happy on the internet, trying to have a little bit of fun. And I think that if you sat down with Josh Mancuso for an interview, it might be the second most popular thing that you've done in the past 3 weeks.
I agree. It would at least be the second most popular thing he's done this week. I listen to his music all the time. I'm like, Alexa, play Morgan Wallen, like every day, and she does.
It might be like
Alexa, stop.
She's
literally doing it right now.
he has about, I think, like 30 songs on the top charts right now. So it might be the 31st best thing you did this week.
That's true. Yeah, it's pretty tough to beat, having like the entire chart is just your name. Like every song is just yours. When I look up the comedy charts, my name is at the top, and it's like the first 20 or 30 as well. Now, granted,
funniest man on the internet. We already dove into that one.
Yeah. Granted, I did make the chart myself, and my kids helped me with some construction paper and some crayons, but I'm at the top, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. All right. Well, Josh, man, thanks for coming on, brother. I'm gonna get all this clipped up. So we added Morgan Wallen to the list, which is
we did.
Yeah,
you're gonna have like 15 videos out of this.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. He might be the most. He might be the most actually reachable. If we're
he might be.
I think him or Lane Kiffin.
Morgan Wallen and Lane Kiffin both. We know Lane has seen my videos. Morgan, there's a good chance Morgan has seen a video. So I think we just need to make it happen. We're putting out the bat signal up in the air.
We're waiting on you, Morgan.
It's the Josh signal. It doesn't. So I don't know what it looks like. Just a goofy face.
Oh man! All right, brother. Well,
listen. I got a story for you. Very fast story.
Yeah, it's needed.
I went to the orthopedic doctor the other day for my shoulder, and I was in there, and the nurse came in, and he was talking to me and checking all my things, and then he's like, "All right, the doctor will be in to see you in a minute," and he walked out and he closed the door, and I heard him go, "Caw." And I kind of found out, like, everybody in the office like watches my videos, and I was like, "This is hilarious." Like, he walked out and goes, "Caw," and somebody else was like, "Caw." I was like, "Oh my god."
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's how you know you made it.
Lives on. Yes.
I have a funny. I don't know. Should I tell the story?
I think about that every time I tell a story. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh,
I think I don't know about this one. Maybe I'll save it for the next one. I have a funny doctor. Yeah, I have a funny doctor story though, but I'll table it so I get permission because it mainly involves my wife. So I gotta be
you should check with her first.
Yeah.
I have a funny vasectomy story. I'll tell you one day.
I'm in the market. How was the experience?
It was awesome. I loved it, man. It was so cool.
Pretty much a vacation.
when he pulled out that scalpel, I was like, "Woo, let's go!" Oh my gosh, it's a great story though. I almost started to pass out like during the consultation, like before the actual procedure. It was amazing. So I'll tell you that story another time. We're getting off the rails, I know, but yeah.
Oh, man. So I mean, you can tell it if you want to. Like I said, hey, listen, they say don't quit my day job. This is my day job today. So
Let's save it because I got a couple ideas of how we could do that. Let's save it because
All right, yeah, we'll
but
have a
that's a
little bit
good
more
one.
fun with it.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Well, an hour of your time, I appreciate it, Josh. I know you're a
Thank
busy
you.
man. You're in high
Yes. Yeah.
demand. So
Yeah, I got big things, people to talk to, things to do, and just it's good to to come down here off of the my comedic throne and
the, the comedic, the online comedic pedestal.
pedestal that I am on, and hang out with regular people that watch these videos. Jeff, it's been incredible, man. Thank
Oh
you.
man, that was fun. That was fun. All right, brother. Until next time.
All right, see
All
ya.
right, I'm gonna end this, and then will you just stay on for a second so it downloads?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Oh man, that was funny.
yeah.